Sup, nerds? I'm Wes.
I'm Tom, and this is our buddy,
Josh.
So before we dive into the game, as always, our channel is brought to you by GameToppers. They are the table we are playing on right here. They've got all kinds of great accessories, playmats. Really, they just make every gaming night better. Definitely check them out. There will be a link down in the description box below.
So if you don't know anything about Origin Story, it is a trick-taking game where you're basically playing as a hero doing your origin story as you're going to gain more powers and abilities until you become your full-form hero or villain.
So the thing that really makes it unique among all the trick-taking games that are out there right now is that every round you'll be dealt 3 power cards, and you will pick one that as your hero or villain is like evolving and growing in their powers, you will add a new power to your board, kind of like your tableau that you're building up, and then you have the tokens that you can put on that power to activate it throughout the turn, and it gives everybody like asymmetric abilities or ways to earn points or just different little things to wrinkle up the game.
Until you get up to round 5.
Yeah, and then you get your actual power revealed.
Big boy.
And the great thing about this game, unlike a lot of trick takers, is you can play your hand either way. You can either go as a superhero, trying to get 1 point per trick you take, or go with the super villain, hoping that you don't take any tricks and getting 4 points instead of a measly 1 or 2 if you're not doing very well with your power cards.
And you can actually swap that out between rounds. Like you can be a hero one round and then a villain the next.
And you get to look at your hand first and say, and you get to look at your hand first and say, oh, is this hand going to be one where I'm going to win a bunch and get a bunch of points? Or is this hand one where I think I can slide by not winning any tricks? And also, part of building up your tableau of all your abilities could be gearing you more towards going nil or more towards going, I guess I shouldn't say nil, more towards going, supervillain or superhero. Are these going to help me win more tricks, or are these going to help me avoid winning tricks by discarding instead of playing cards or changing the suit or whatever? And all that sounds really cool.
In theory, this game should be fantastic. Like they described it to me, it sounds so cool. And even like in learning it and setting up, and as you get the game rolling, it feels really fun. Like building all of that. I almost feel bad doing this because I love Jamie's games so much. He has so many fantastic games, and I guess it's like you can't win them all.
It can be a good time. The biggest problem, the hugest problem...
Well, it's a great time for one player.
It will be, but it's balanced. It is so f***ing unbalanced. It is absolute horseshit. Some of the cards that will come out, which again, for the person who has those cards and who's just absolutely crushing, if you're like, oh, well, this thing might help me, it's like, oh, look at this. I'm going to get double points for everything I win. And oh, look at that. I happen to get 5 of the trump cards that are all high value. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, that really sucks. You're feeling how I was on Thursday.
I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, that's I was like, this is just awesome.
The thing about trick-taking games that a lot of people like is when you have a balanced deck, you know that all the cards are going to come out. In this game, even if you have maximum players, you're not going to get all the cards out. So you're not going to get to know who's got a bunch of trumps if all the trumps are out based on your hand. Mm-hmm. So you could just get a jacked hand and in the middle of the round think you're going to do something, and even your power-ups aren't going to help you, and someone's going to run away with every round.
But I think the biggest runaway does come from just the asymmetric powers and the fact that some cards are just like every trick you win is worth double points for you.
Now that card
points.
That card in particular is the one that, most recently made us go, what the hell, this is crazy. But there's a lot of cards where we're like, this doesn't cost enough, this is way too powerful. Especially these end superpower things where we're like, oh, this one, sure, I have to do ABC for it to happen, but I have the potential to get up to 12 points for this. But this one, even if I do the things that it wants me to, my maximum potential points I can get from this is 8. So you just get 50% more points than me from randomness.
Yeah, the range of points on cards is pretty massive.
13. Nice. All right, so you get 4 points.
4 points. Yep. So we'll put that in the win column. 2 points. And 9. 12 points.
12 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
This game's horse.
This game is fucking...
This is
it's a fun...
atrocious.
It's a fun horse game.
And I feel like some of the cards that give you high points for super easy... so I get games that this is a harder thing to accomplish, so it's worth more points, but it's harder to get those points. But I didn't feel like all of the abilities in this game had that feeling. Some of them were just hey, if you got a good hand, this is super easy to get a ton of points.
Yeah, because a lot of the cards go in alignment and they will feed off of each other to make you have an even stronger setup. So it seems like more that it should be a draft than it should be just get 3 random cards and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know how much that would solve the issue. It would probably make you feel better about getting what you got, but you're still picking.
But you're still
picking one of
draft
the
out
three.
super powerful cards.
And now, granted, when you get these cards, if I have 4 cards here, I don't get to just do all 4 of those things necessarily. I have to charge them with stamina, and that's a resource that you can potentially gain more of. You always get 1 every turn. Theoretically, you could gain more, but you could be limited. And you have to pick and choose. But that still doesn't help, because you could just pick and choose, oh, these 2 synergize really well, or these. Or also, when you're building your tableau, like I said earlier, you could be building yourself more towards being a villain or more towards being a superhero. Okay, cool. I built up my thing towards being the super villain. I have ways of getting rid of cards and discarding so I don't have to be in there, changing the thing, all this stuff. I get extra points if I get no tricks. Awesome. Look at my hand. Oh, look at that. 13 of the trump card, the 12 of the trump card, the 11 of the trump card. Cool. So either I now switch over, which I guess I'm probably going to do because I'm probably going to win those things.
But your powers.
But but I have no powers. I'm at a disadvantage to everybody else who is going superhero and have been going that way. Man.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
The other issue with the ability to swap back and forth is that when you have built your whole tableau into the super villain where you don't want to win, and then you have someone who just has like runaway powers to be the superhero. Now do I go against my whole strategy to try to stop him from winning as much? Or do I just let him run away because my goal is losing tricks? And so I help him win the tricks and get the points?
Yeah, especially in a 3-player game.
Because you played a 2, unless we have a 1, everything's going to be higher value.
Exactly. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to win the trick anyway.
Okay, cool. But it does matter for me because I can get rid of that 13.
Yeah, there you go. I don't mind helping you because I'm scoring double what
I know, it's f***ing ridiculous.
Yeah. Let's be honest, they're a little upset right now because I think I scored 75 points and the next person behind me had 30 something. So it was
and I had like what, 17?
I think you had 17 points.
But to be fair, the time we played prior to that, it was you who was getting your ass handed to you.
I was making all the complaints that time.
Mm-hmm. And at the time I was like, what's Josh talking about? This game's great. Yep. And I will say that this is still a fun experience. Absolutely. If you're, for me, if there is balance, like we're not game devs, there could be some spreadsheet where you can say, well, technically, actually, based on random things, it actually is balanced. You just happen to get really bad. So we don't know for certain that it's imbalanced, but definitely it can feel really imbalanced. But for me, I tend to have less of a problem with that the shorter the game is in terms of complexity and time investment. When it's a really long, like we're going to be here for 2.5 hours, and I feel like I can't do anything.
This one's not.
No, it's not. So that's why I'm like, I would legitimately play it again. The same things might happen, and I might still look at somebody's cards and say, well, that's total bullshit that you were able to get that, and those synergize so well, and unfair. But again, that's 30 minutes gone from my day. So it's not the worst thing in the world.
I see what you're saying, but my caveat is that in the world we live in, and the amount of trick-taking games that have come out this year.
That's true.
I'm never going to pick this trick-taking game with the sea of trick-taking games we have out there. If you're at the board game store, I'm never going to say, this is the one to go pick up. The bones are so good. And I really hope there's like a Board Game Geek errata or an expansion or something to balance it out, because the concept of it is so cool.
It is.
It's such a fun, like the artwork looks fantastic. The actual gameplay works really well. I just don't think it doesn't feel good when you're just getting stomped by a runaway player, which seems to have happened in every game.
If you're a ride or die Stonemaier, you're going to love this because the production value is great with the comics. The cards, like always, are nice and thick, and we've got, what do we call the rule book paper? All the production value is great, and you probably don't play a lot of trick takers if you're backing everything that he's got. So maybe this is kind of...
Why would you say that?
I would say...
Really? You think people who play Stonemaier games just don't think they're just big, dumb animals? You think that? I'm sorry.
This has been an interesting year for Stonemaier because they have branched out a lot.
Oh, yeah. Finspan. So new. So different.
Right? No, but I'm just saying, like, from before, like, his lineup was all kind of, they all fit together. If you like this game, you'll like the next game and the next game.
Viticulture and Scythe and Tapestry are all, like, mid-weight Euro-y type stuff.
Yeah, but we got Vantage, which was, like, totally way different. Yeah. And we got this, which, again, does not fit with any of his other games. It's a very new...
I was about to say this is the smallest game.
Yeah.
It's not the smallest game because he has that Smitten that's like little a single, like 8 cards or whatever. Mm-hmm. I really want to like it. And I do in theory.
I agree that I want to like it. but I have no problem saying that it is Stegmeyer's worst game yet. Or Stonemeyer's worst game yet. I think that on the list, ranking his games, this one solidly goes at the bottom.
I wouldn't do that.
Above Charterstone?
I still think Charterstone is the least... I liked it at first, but Charterstone was the worst legacy game. One of the worst legacy games experiences for me. I still like this better than Pendulum.
So if you're one that likes runaway games or breaking games, a lot of games that came out in the late 2000s, early 2010s, you may have remembered a lot of Carl Chuddick games. This is kind of like that, where you can tell about halfway through the game, all right, this game's over. Let's see how much this person's going to win by. Yeah. Then this is the kind of game that you want to play because you're just going to viciously stomp your opponents, which... some people like to do, and I did. But overall, I am going to say that this game is just another piece of nice artwork that has good production value, but the gameplay isn't there, and the replayability is only if you've got a spare 25, 30 minutes before it's time to move on to something else or close out the night.
That said, there will be a purchase link down in the description where you can pick up a copy of Origin Story.
Also down there is going to be a link for GameToppers. As we said earlier, they're the sponsor of Neverboard Gaming, but also, and most importantly, is a button that says subscribe. If you subscribe to our channel, then you'll...
You say it.
Oh, we do it?
You say it.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You say it.
You don't watch our videos?
That's how I felt on Thursday. I was like, what? This guy's like, oh, if I exchange 2 cards, I get 5 points. And then all my cards are worth +7. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, let's play something good.